Oh, the numbers have gone away.
Good evening.
Now we just wait for our adoring public. Well, they adore Tony.
Don't know about that.
All right, we are on.
Nice one.
Just wait for those comments to start coming in and we'll get started.
So how is everyone this evening?
Good, mate. Good.
Fair to middling?
Fair to middling.
Okay. Howdy. So we've got a few coming in.
Got two more. I'm going to wait for two more. There they are.
Eight more.
All right. Welcome, everyone. I'll leave that one alone, I think. Welcome, everyone. Today is the day. We're going to end the 2022 National Awards. You guys did your bit. The judges did their bit. Today, it all comes together. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Riley Burns. I'm the markets manager at Nordic Edge. You've seen me at shows. You see me around. Jamie, do you want to tell the people who you are?
No, not really. No, I will. Yes. My name's Jamie Bishop. I'm the sausage man. I am the chief bottle washer and forger at Sausage Man Forge, Kransky cooker. Also do a podcast, and I'm the head teacher down at Nordic Edge, and I go to some of the fairs and shows and do that sort of stuff with them. And Tony, what about yourself, mate?
Hey guys, Tony Earwaker from Tony's Bladesmithing. I'm the head judge, I suppose, and I'm the representative from the Australian Knife Makers Guild. Commonly known for Tony's Hammerings up in Townsville.
Fantastic. So 2022 is the third year the awards have been on. It's been fun hosting it this year. Last couple of years I've sort of participated. So I hope you guys have enjoyed getting involved this year and forging out some stuff. There's some cracker knives out there. I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen a few, so they're looking fantastic. And tonight we're cracking open the envelopes from the judges to show you who the winners are, and we'll show you their knives as well as the scores and what the judges said about their knives. This is the last time that I think that we'll be thanking our sponsors. So why don't we just do that, because without them, none of this would be possible. So, well, our biggest sponsor, Nordic Edge, for putting all this together and beyond. I think we've got Olight, Woodsmith Magazine, Heimdall and Freya, Leather Goods, Heron Forbes, Michael Macian, and was there Oblivion Blades, Japanese Tools. Yeah, there's a whole load there. Aussie Outback Supplies. Yeah, so thank you guys for sponsoring.
Yeah, guys, thanks very much.
All right, so a couple of quick stats for this year's awards. 68 knives submitted across the categories. 67 knives entered into the awards. One of them did not qualify for all the criteria, we might say, but it still went to the judges for feedback, even though it wasn't eligible for an award this time. And it seems that we have two winners this year from the same street address. So they might now have an inkling of who they are. So, Jamie, do you want to talk about Best in Show? That was a real knockout for us this year.
Yeah, so last year's Best in Show only had 6 knives. This year we've had 17, which is outstanding. There's been a better spread of entrants this year across all categories. So Best Beginner Kitchen Knife and Best Beginner Outdoor Knife had more even sort of entries there. And our age split for makers this year was 15 to 79 years old. So that's pretty good.
Amazing. So let's jump in. The first category, as always, is best knife from kit. Obviously, the criteria are a kit knife, which you put a handle on. That one was the easiest one. Australian Woodsmith Magazine is our category sponsor. They've sponsored all 3 prizes that could be won, and also there's trophies. So the judging panel for best knife from kit was Chris Clark, the editor of Australian Woodsmith Magazine, Stu Dennis, knife maker, Pierre Mefflin of Mefflin Knives, Double Tap Mefflin, as he's called by his friends, and me. I did some judging in that one. It was really interesting. I had seen most of the blades that were used in the best knife from kit before, and the expressions on them in a lot of those knives were really interesting on this occasion. So Tony is going to read out the winners tonight, including best knife from kit. Tony, what have you got for us in the best knife from kit category?
Okay, guys, just first of all, I'd like to thank those guys that did the judging. Not from the guild, but obviously still had a fair bit of work to do in judging that competition as well. So tonight, third prize in the best knife from a kit, we have Andrew Ward. Well done, Andrew. The judging team had this to say about his knife. The knife looks like a comfy carver. The judges suggested taking a little more care finishing the front of the bolster to make it even better. Well proportioned with a good handle shape. His final score was 5.93. The knife is a Lauren knife kit with 95mm stainless blade and red sandalwood handle. Both blade, bolster, and handle is sanded to 2000 grit. Well done, mate.
So Andrew considers himself to be a beginner still, having made knives on and off for the last 5 years after doing a course with Stacey Hall, which he found very helpful. So Andrew wins today a subscription to Australian Woodsmith Magazine, being the major sponsor of this category, as well as a $100 gift voucher to Japanese Tools Australia. There's some serious hardware down there for shaping handles. And plus the awards trophy, so you can wave it around and brag that you've won an award. And third place club. Fantastic.
Right, tonight, guys, second prize in best knife from a kit, we have Billy Pearce. Well done, mate. I've met Billy down at Tharwa. So this will probably be your last chance in the beginners category, Billy. The judging team had this to say about his knife. Good material choice. The flames in the wood makes it pop. Well done. Next time, maybe go for a more challenging handle design. Excellent fit and finish. Looks well balanced. His final score was 7.26. The knife is a stainless big Bowie blade with a brass guard, stabilized curly birch handle, and a mosaic pin. Jamie.
So, I met Billy down at Tharwa too. I was did the Bowie masterclass with him just before the Blade Symposium that was put on by the KAA, and he's an awesome guy. Bill's done a few courses down at Tharwa there now after being medically retired with PTSD. So like a lot of people that are in the services, they get a lot out of doing knife making. So Billy's coming a long way with that, and it's good to see that he's had a go this year in the knife making awards. Living in Canberra with his wife that apparently he met driving a bus in Kenya, of all places. So Billy, what's up with that, mate? Anyway, Billy wins the subscription to Australian Woodsmith Magazine and a $150 gift card to Japanese Tools Australia, plus the second place trophy. Good on you, mate.
All right, Tony, what have you got for us in first place? This was a real knockout, actually.
Okay, first prize winner for the 2022 best knife from a kit is Stacey Ferris. The judging team had this to say about his knife. The shape of the transition between the G10 and the Sassafras is really cool. Great work. The flow of the knife design is exceptional. You have an excellent eye for detail and finish. Final score was 8.0. This is the only knife in the awards to get a 100% score from all judges. The knife is a 160, millimeter, I'm assuming, stainless steel blade with G10 and spalted sassafras handle. Stainless steel pins, sanded to 1500 grit, and finished with Uncle Bjorn's handle finish.
I remember reading in the notes that this is actually Stacey's first ever knife. She jumped in with her partner's guidance and tools to make a concept she had drawn in Illustrator into something she could make happen in her workshop. And the photo is really nice too, to be honest. And Stacey's going to win Australian Woodsmith Magazine subscription, $200 gift card to Japanese Tools Australia, and a trophy, of course. Well done to everyone who took part in Best Knife from Kit category. It's something Nordic Edge is really passionate about because we really think kit knife making is a great gateway into this as a hobby as well as a craft. Big thank you to the judging panel on that one. What's next category, Jamie?
Next category is the best beginner chef knife. Now, to call this a beginner is a bit, yeah. These knives have blown us away. So, yeah, they're stunning. Truly awesome stuff going on here. So we had 18 entrants this year. The rest of the categories were judged by the Australian Knife Makers Guild. So, Riley, what have we got next?
Before we get to the winners, Tony's going to tell us a little bit about judging this year. Who was involved from the guild to help score and give feedback?
Yeah, right, guys. So obviously myself from Tony's Bladesmithing, Jackson Rumble from Rumble Knives, Alistair Phillips from Alistair Phillips Folders, Kevin Room from Room Custom Knives, Warwick Edmonds from Riflebird Knives, and Jamie, as we already know, from Sausage Man. So this year, as I say, like the guys in the guild, we put in a day and a half, some of us 2 days of judging. There was some excellent knives come out that really beginner category knives that should have been in the open category because the knives just blew us away. And a few of the guys we actually had to step up to the open category because they were just too good to be in a beginner's category, which we did. We pushed them up into those categories just for judging purposes and to make it fair on everyone else, I suppose. It makes it difficult to judge knives without handling them. So if you're going for a guild assessment, you send 3 knives to the state rep, and those state reps actually are able to hold the knives, feel what they're like, have a look at the sharpness on them, check all the angles, check your plunge lines properly, check for gaps. So really we're only going off what the photos you sent us and the description that you sent us. There was no guild agenda pushed. Let's make that clear right now. And definitely no one lost points for using carbon blades in a knife used in the kitchen. Let's make that 100% clear now. We do our best from what we had and the descriptions provided, and we're pleased to see that so many makers took part and the talent that was there. So in the best kit, we had 3 judges. In the best beginner kitchen knife, we had 4 judges. In the best forged knife, we had 3 judges. In the best beginner outdoor knife, we had 2. And in the best open category, we had 4 judging. So that's where we were at with all the judges, guys, and sort of give you a bit of an outline of what happened throughout the judging procedure.
That's an enormous amount of cumulative experience in that judging panel. So obviously we've got 3 winners in Best Beginner Kitchen Knife today. Where do we want to start, Tony?
Okay, in third place for Best Beginner Kitchen Knife, we have Nick Ward. The judging team had this to say about your knife. Nice neat join between the blade and bolster. Solid choice of handle materials, and you've polished the finger guard to comfort. The judges felt the handle could have been a touch closer to the heel, for an even better result. Lots of nice details, rounding the choil, etc. Well executed. The final score was 6.25. Just to comment on the scores, these are not easy to compare across the categories, as each type of knife was different, has different components, and we judge on how well each of those were done. This knife was a Damascus fireball stainless steel Damascus billet, with stabilized curly birch, white pearl acrylic, black juma, and brass. The blade length was 195 millimeters, and the total length was 338 millimeters.
Well, congratulations, Nick. So Nick says he considers himself a beginner still, and this was his first ever go at using Damascus. First time doing a stick tang and first time finishing the handle parts before gluing up. Awesome. So, Nick, your prize is a custom leather sheath made by Christine from Heimdall and Freya Traditional Leather Goods, and for your knife of choice, plus the trophy, of course. So, again, where'd it go? I thought I had it. There we go. You're in the third place club, like me. Woo! So, and Darren, of course. So, Tony, who have we got next, mate?
I've got nothing, clearly. Okay, in second place for the best beginner kitchen knife, this guy does some awesome stabilized timbers, and I've bought quite a few of them. We have James Lang. Well done, mate. The judging team had this to say about your knife. Great job. The profile is defined and sleek, and the handle shape looks awesome. There appears to be a small gap in your bolster fit up. Consider a slight press fit to alleviate this. The angled bolster is definitely tricky and well executed. The final score was 6.29. The knife is a Sandmice steel in 1084, pure nickel, and 1020 mild steel. It's 2.6 mil at the spine with a full flat grind, distal taper, and slight convex at the edge. 200 millimeter blade and 55 mil deep at the heel. Very beautiful knife. Well done.
Congratulations, James. James says he's been involved in knife making for a few years now, and he thinks this is probably knife number 16. He's enjoyed pushing himself a bit on this one, and doing Newcastle proud, James. Thank you. Your prize is a $100 gift card to Hare and Forbes and a trophy for some wall bling out there in the shed. Who is the winner of this category this year, Tony?
Yeah, guys, this next knife is stunning. Really well done. So for the first place in the best beginner kitchen knife, we have James Brook. Well done, mate. The judging team had this to say about your knife. Beautiful looking knife with a much higher than a beginner complexity. Well done. Would have been even nicer if the plunge lines were blended into the bolster a bit more. Nice feature with a copper spacer, looking like a nimble and useful blade. The final score was 6.46. This is one we judged, had a conversation about. We liked it so much we were unsure if it should have been entered as a beginner knife at all, but it is James' first attempt at Damascus and first attempt at an integral bolster. So we're happy to score James, the winner of this category. Well done, buddy.
Well, congratulations, James. It's a fantastic knife for sure. Like we said, James considers himself a beginner still, and this only being his 9th or 10th knife. So your prize tonight, mate, is a blade vise from Nordic Edge, so you can really get in on those integral bolsters and sand up those plunge lines, mate. So and plus your trophy, of course, and as much bragging rights as you can get. You know, as you can see, I try every time I get. I only learned off Darren, so I just keep flashing it up there. So well done to everyone who took part in that category. So back to you, Riley.
All right. So we're going to head over to our most populous category in the awards this year, as every year, Best Beginner Outdoor Knife. We always see a lot of new makers in the outdoor knife category because the definition outdoor is so wide. As in a lot of categories, these are fixed blades, single-edged knives where the maximum length is 250 mil, like in all categories except Best in Show. Aussie Outback Supplies is our category sponsor. They provided all 3 prizes for this category. In the 3rd year of the awards, still the most popular category. But at least this year, Best Kitchen Knife was closing. So over to you, Tony, to have a chat about the category and the winners.
Yeah, so this category busted our ass. Like, honestly, it was so close. There were so many beautiful knives. Again, there's a big category with 20 knives entered. Personally, I think a lot of the makers start with this category. A lot of the makers, I think, their work was beyond beginner knives. And again, we did bump a few of those guys up into the open category because they just were not seated, I suppose, well in the beginner category. And you'll learn later a bit more about that in depth. So what do you guys think about the I know, Jamie, you had a look at a few of the outdoor knives in the beginner category. What do you reckon about them, mate?
Yeah, look, mate, the the standard was pretty high. I mean, there's obviously a few lads in there that have had a go, and it's their like I saw a couple that was their dead set first knife, and they've thrown it in there, and it's like, good on you for having a go. But yeah, the standard of knives in this category was far in excess what I could have done when it was my first or second knife. So yeah, really good. It's a credit to everyone that's entered, and it's just showing how robust the knife making industry and the people are that are having a go at it in Australia. It's fantastic to see.
Yeah, hopefully, guys, the feedback that you receive from us, some of you that are at the lower end of the scale, I suppose, hopefully the feedback that we've given you will help you improve on your knife making skills. Anyways, back on the judging. In 3rd place, we have Harry Mahoney. I think that's how you pronounce it. The judging team had this to say about your knife. Well done. This is a great, solid build. For future builds, consider moving the front pin forward, perhaps 10 to 15 millimeters from the guard, and the same with the rear pin. Very nice effort. I like the lanyard work. Good, handy shape. Just the right size for an everyday carry in the field. His final score was 5.75. The knife is 1084 high carbon steel with brass and G10 handle. Overall 25 centimeters with a 13 centimeter blade. The spine is 3 mil at the bolster with a distal taper towards the tip. Well done, mate.
Hey, so Harry says he's been making knives since about 2019 and maybe up to 20 knives now. So this is a fantastic result. And again, Aussie Outback Supplies are the sponsor for this prize here. So 3rd prize, we have an 8-piece canvas knife wrap and made in Australia, as well as a combination sharpening stone from Norton Bear. And obviously a 3rd place trophy. So welcome to the 3rd place club, mate. Yeah, woo! Who's up next, Tony?
Righto. So the next 2 guys were neck and neck. It was a very challenging, for me anyway, to separate these 2. But obviously we've got to have a 1st and 2nd place. Okay, so in 2nd place for the best beginner outdoor knife, we have Patrick McCowan. The judging team had this to say about the knife. You would be considered capable of passing probationary assessment for the guild with this knife, I believe. For a future build of the same knife, I would consider giving the heel of your handle some drop. That's a big solid blade. Not much is going to stop that big fella. Polished well and shaped well. Final score was 6.42. The knife is made from stainless Nitro V. The blade length is 170 millimeters long and overall 295 millimeters. Patrick stabilized and dyed the block himself, dyeing the ends first with yellow and then red for some extra color in the Mallee Bell. Well done, mate. Nice knife.
Well done, Patrick. All that time sanding and polishing has obviously paid off. Patrick said he's looking forward to the feedback from the judges more than any chance of winning. We have lucked out this time, and you're going to get both. In addition to the trophy, this year you will win a $100 gift card from our friends at Aussie Outback Supplies. So, Tony, who is our category winner for best outdoor knife?
Yeah, as I said, like these guys were touch and go, the two of them. It was very hard to pick the winner. First place for the best beginner outdoor knife, we have Will McKern from Deniliquin, New South Wales. The judging team had this to say about your knife. Wow, for someone with limited experience, this is a very nice build. Well done. For future build, I would consider giving the heel of your handle some more drop and using a smaller pin. A solid effort indeed. Nice finish on the blade, though there are a few marks around the ricasso. If they are just glue, if those marks are just glue, then acetone will clean them off. Good overall shape and design, and the design looks neat. The final score is 6.67, so it was a matter of 0.05, sorry, I think, judging those two. The knife is 5160 steel, Bowie blade, brass, and ring gidgee handle. The blade length is 180 millimeters long, overall 320 millimeters, and the spine is 5 mil thick. Very nice blade. Well done, buddy.
So here's what the kicker is. Will's only 16 years old, self-taught from YouTube and Facebook groups. So that's amazing, Will. Well done. Mate, can't wait to see what you're doing next year. It's going to be one to beat. So the winner of the best outdoor knife category this year wins the Easy Sharp Blade sharpening system from Aussie Outback Supplies. And we use this at Nordic Edge, and it's great. Razor sharp blades in a couple of minutes. So big thank you to everyone that entered the best beginner outdoor knife category. And what was the last beginner category? And thank you to Aussie Outback Supply. Sorry, that was the last beginner category. And thank you for Aussie Outback Supplies. Riley, what do we have up next?
All right, we're getting into the open categories. The open category is different that any maker in Australia and New Zealand can take part, guild member or not, previous winner or not, legendary Australian knife maker or not. The first, I should say, Freudian, open category is best fully forged knife, fully being the key word. The knife needs to be forged to shape with minimal grinding, all steel, no handle material. It's an odd category, and really it requires some style. Other than a max blade length of 250, there was very little, guidance. Fixed blade, single edge, but little to no grinding ideally. So it's a great opportunity to really get out there and show some creativity. So, Tony, who came in third in that category?
Yeah, mate, look, we only had 5 in this category, but it was hard to separate them. Like, they were all fantastic looking knives that,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't forge very often. When I do forge, they're nowhere near this good. Some makers like to forge and some makers don't. This maker challenged, I reckon it would have challenged even the best knife forger. Okay, so in third place for the best fully forged category, we have Russel Butler. Well done. The judging team had this to say about your knife. Good forge finish and well executed and thought out handle, allowing different grip positions. Proportions are good. I would have preferred to see a little more meat in the ricasso area. Fantastic effort. I really love the design. It's fresh. It's a fresh take on this style of knife. His score was 6.11. And the knife is, as you see it, really well. He said that he had up 2 positions so he could choke up on it as well by putting his finger up and under the guard, and also a full handle grip position.
So fantastic work, Russell. As a keen blacksmith myself, I really appreciate the skill involved in forging to shape. Mate, it's I think, well, you won last year. It's a third place this year, but that actually shows the quality of forging. So, mate. So Russell says he feels like a beginner maker, but having won fully forged last year, he's in this category again, and further along in his knife making. Then so that's it. So So the prizes that Russell has got today is a $100 gift card from Hare and Forbes Machinery House, as well as bragging rights and his trophy, of course. So, Tony, where did the judges land on second prize?
Yeah, righto. So for the next two, we're like stunning as well. Second prize, fully forged, went to Troy Hageman. The judging team had this to say about the knife. Extremely well executed forging. Really appreciate the technique. Well done. Might look at the position of the hot stamps next time. They were not consistent on both sides. I mean, that's a minor fault, obviously. Fantastic effort. I like that you hot filed to remove the sharp corners and to square them up. Final score for Troy was 6.998. Now, Troy scored 6.998 and the winner scored 7.00. So literally 0.002 difference between first and second. Enough to say that both knives are really nice. This knife was forged from a single piece of 1084 carbon steel, blade length 120 millimeters, total length 254 millimeters, 2.7 mil spine thickness, and the edge was 0.4 behind the edge. Riley.
All right. Well, Troy, who I think we all know, but if you don't, Troy's been making knives for about 15 years. He considers himself an advanced maker. He obviously has another trophy to add to his collection of knife making awards trophies, and a $100 gift card to Hare and Forbes Machinery House. Now, Tony, I happened to see the knife that won this category before the judging, and I made a sneaky prediction that it might win without seeing the others. Can you talk about who won the best fully forged category this year?
Well, I'm glad you weren't judging that then because you saw it prior. But this thing is absolutely awesome. Like I couldn't trying to put words to this as a forged knife was hard, very, very hard. Anyway, the first prize instead of price for the best fully forged went to Nathan Reinfeldt. I think that's how you pronounce it, Jamie. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
The judging team had this to say about the knife. Wow, this is a very complex build that has been executed extremely well. For a forged knife, the only comment I can make to give any sort of feedback for improvement would be to see more of a forged finish to the spine. Firstly, I have to say what a fantastic effort. It's an incredible design and well executed. The final score, as I said before, was 7. It was 0.002 difference. The knife was forged from 52-100 knife steel, 214 millimeter blade, total length 364 millimeters. The handle tapers from 18 to 11 mil. Again, as I said, like it's got, it's been fully forged and it's got an integral, the handle's welded back on itself or hot cut. I'm not sure how he's done that, to be honest, but it's a fantastic looking knife. Well done.
I believe it was punched and drifted, I believe.
Okay. Yep. Again, as I said, it was very hard to put words to, how you could improve for a fully forged knife. Awesome knife.
So fantastic work, Nathan. It's incredible knife. It blew me away with that one in the judging. It's very, very well executed and very well finished off. Nathan considers himself an advanced maker, and that shows in that knife. He's a full member of the AKG and has been to Adelaide Knife Show, a few times. After not a lot of knife making for a while, Nathan got fired up again for entering the awards and says that thank you to everyone involved for getting the chance to take part again this year. Now, you would have won what is without the doubt the brightest prize this year, and it's the Olight Warrior X Turbo Torch. And this claims to throw light 1,000 meters. So let us know how it goes, mate. Now we have only got one category left, Riley.
All right. So our final category is best in show. We always expect to see people break the handle off for Best in Show. It's open in all senses of the word. What sets it apart is the blade length. The Best in Show category has a max blade length of 500 mil. Andrew Blomfield, if you're listening. And as well as specifically listing a requirement to wow the judges. We really want to see the best work you can do. This year we had 17 knives entered in Best in Show, the most we've ever had, which just shows that the quality of makers in Australia is always on the up and up. It's a very close race with the top 3 knives scoring within decimal points of each other. So, Tony, I'll go over to you for the last category.
Yeah, so I didn't get the judges category. I had my ring hanging out with the other 3 that I did, I think 3 or 4. We got some really beautiful work, Best in Show. And one of these guys in particular was bumped up from the beginner category beginner outdoor knife category up into the Best in Show category for the open everyone. So the third prize tonight went to Julian Roach. The judging team had this to say about the knife. It's a beautiful knife and hard to fault from the pictures. Design and profile work really well, and the forge finish is incorporated neatly with the etched steel. My only possible feedback would be the extent to which the bolster sticks out on either side of the spine and the choil. Could be a little uncomfortable for prolonged use, but at least the edges seem broken. Overall, great work. Final score was 7.04. The knife was made from steel from Oblivion Blades. The overall length was 335 millimeters. The spine is 4 mil at the bolster and tapers to 1 mil, 20 mil from the tip. The blade height at the heel was 50 millimeters. Again, beautiful knife. Well done.
That's an amazing knife, Julian. So Julian considers himself an intermediate maker with 4 years of knife making experience. He's never exhibited at a knife show and not a member of the guild. Well, you certainly need to get that sorted out, mate. So that'll smack the probies entry easy, that one. So
2 more knife shows this year, so there's plenty of time.
That's it. And so there's a $100 gift card from Nordic Edge and a nice little trophy and some bragging rights. So there you go. And I guess you're part of the third place club.
Righto. So this next guy, he entered originally in the beginner outdoor knife competition. After several of us said the same thing, we decided to throw it back on him and say, mate, we're going to put you into the open category because this thing is amazing. And to that end, the second prize is in the Best in Show award went to Jaden Ward. Well done, buddy. The judging team had this to say about your knife. Well done on a very limited experience, but well executed piece of art. This is definitely well above the beginner standard, and you should use this blade for an assessment piece if attempting guild assessment. Points of interest: taper tang, quality brush finished, and best of all, you managed to keep the light coloured handle material free of sanding crud. For any of the makers out there that aren't aware, light coloured stuff like that, as soon as you start sanding pins or steel around it, it just ingrains into that white handle material and basically wrecks it. The final score was 7.04. The knife is 152 mils long blade, overall 295 millimeters. Jaden's first attempt at a keyhole handle, and he replaced the handle 9 times. Now that's dedication, and obviously shows why he should have been bumped up into the open category, or Best in Show category, I should say. Well done, buddy. That was an awesome knife.
I think that it's important to remember attempting a keyhole doesn't make you an advanced maker. Successfully executing a keyhole makes you an advanced maker. So Jaden says he's been making knives for about 4 years. He'd really like to join the guild. Identifies as a beginner, saying that this was probably his last year entering as a beginner. I can tell you right now, it is.
Well, he didn't get in as a beginner, so he has to be.
He talks so much about knife making that even his partner made one this year, and I believe it was his partner who won Best Knife from Kit. If I read that note correctly. So
that is correct.
The judges were so blown away that they moved this knife, as Tony said, into the Best in Show category. Jaden, I don't know from what I'm looking at what state you're in, but your state probably has a knife show. You got to go. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. So your prize this year is the Hitachi Ogami Super Core Billet from Oblivion Blades. Looking forward to seeing the knife you make with that. So given all of that, Tony, who won this category?
Yeah, mad. Okay, first place winner, and let me just say there were so many knives here that could have got first place. So for the first place winner for this year in the Best Knife in Show of 2022 is Ben Anderson. Judging team had this to say about the knife. The pattern is nice and consistent, and the edge was perfect. The fit and finish of the handle is consistent and well executed. Overall, a stunning knife. The pattern Damascus is exceptional and finished flawlessly. The rounding and fit up of the handle looks great and has been executed perfectly. The final score was 7.17. The knife itself, this is a really long, slim blade with 300 millimeter blade length. Total length of 485 millimeters with a distal taper towards the tip. Massive knife. The lines and the curves are all in the right places, and the materials contrast and complement each other really well. Again, well done, Ben, and fantastic knife.
Ben, mate, congratulations. I've said to Ben repeatedly that I really appreciate makers like Ben constantly raising the bar in Australia. Every time I see a handle on a knife he made, I think, yes, I should have spent 12 more hours on that handle. Ben says he considers himself an advanced maker, but he's yet to exhibit at a knife show. Ben's on the Gold Coast. What's that? I think Ben's going to exhibit at Queensland show next year. I don't know where I heard that, but I certainly heard that somewhere. And now you've all heard it too. So this has a double prize. The first half of the prize is a pro knife photo shoot with Mike Massian from Mike Massian Photography. Having your knives photographed, particularly as a maker who's building their brand, is the best way to get them out there in the world. You never know what magazine your knife's going to show up in. You never know who's going to call you after that. And the second half of that prize is a $100 gift card here at Nordic Edge. Plus, obviously, a trophy to hang on the wall in your studio, house, wherever. Jamie.
Wow, what an awesome session. Thank you to everyone that took part, and all those people that did take part will receive their scores and feedback in their category on email over the next couple of days. All the winners will have their prizes sent out in the coming days, and I was actually at Nordic Edge HQ teaching today, and they were all on the bench getting packed. So they'll be out and with you very shortly. And before we finish off the awards this year, it's time for a giveaway. Who'd have thought we'd be doing that again? So, Riley, what do we have in the grab bag today?
What do we have in the grab bag today? Oh, wow. Full disclosure, lads, I didn't read the grab bag. I concentrated on the first half. And this is actually our best giveaway ever. There's some amazing stuff in here. So the first prize we're going to give away today is a $100 gift card to Nordic Edge. Get the Edge. Get your thing the day after you order it. Sometimes. The second thing we're going to give away is one of our carbide-faced file guides. So those are the file guides that are held on with the tap screws rather than glue. They're amazing. And the third prize is a deluxe kuksa from Finland. It's a wooden cup made from birch and reindeer horn. We're very big on them here at Nordic Edge. We have a secret Cooksa club for the people who happen to own one. So someone is going to get to be one of those people later
Can I
today.
answer?
Well, given that you can see the answer,
Come on,
no.
I need one.
Well, I'll talk to Bjorn. So the first question for today's giveaway is, and remember, you got to type it into the chat, and the first person I see that writes it wins. Who was the
Go.
Who is the category sponsor for Best Beginner Outdoor Knife this year?
We'll just taking some time, all right?
There's also that delay.
There we go.
Oh. Neither of those is correct. Nope. You're all circling around the point, but nobody's got it quite right.
I might need to Google it. Who's Hayton Forbes? Nathan Canellan?
Sorry, I think Tim Taylor might have it.
All right.
Yep.
We'll take that. Tim Taylor, $100 from Nordic Edge.
Everyone was saying outdoor supplies, not outback supplies. Yes, okay.
Well, that's what makes it hard. So, Jamie, do you want to do that second one? We don't have a file guide named after Jamie yet, but we might get there.
It's on the designing board, mate. Haven't you seen my crayon drawing? Okay, so second prize giveaway of a carbide faced file guide. Right. So Stacey Ferris won best knife from kit, hinting at having a knife maker partner who also won a prize tonight. Who is that partner?
Who obviously isn't eligible to answer this question.
Who said he'll see us at Sydney show?
Her husband. Great.
Mr. Ward. There we go. Okay. Okay, we've got Nick Ward has said
he's got the first one right.
Yep, that's correct. Because Mr. Ward is just cheating like all buggering. Sorry, guys. So yes, thank you very much.
I'm assuming they might be related too, to be fair.
Well, that's all right. Fair enough. Okay, there we go. Cool. So, congratulations, Nick.
All right. So, all right. You can tell who wrote this question. You wait. We're very happy to see several knives with curly birch handles this year. One maker made an enormous Bowie with a golden curly birch handle in the best knife from kit category. What was his name? If it's your name, you're not eligible to answer. Sorry.
Okay, we're getting full name or just
full name.
I'd like his surname if you can.
This is making for great live.
She's a bit slow.
Great live TV.
Yes, indeed. And no one's got it yet.
No one's paying attention.
Got someone that's getting close.
Somebody's Googling it.
No.
I'm going to give it another 10 seconds.
Oh, Billy Peters was close. Not quite.
All right, I'm sorry for the delay, boys. But oh no, there we go.
Yep, there we go.
Bobby Smith. He's cracked it. I was about to call it. He even spelled it right. Thanks, Bobby. Always good to see you, mate.
Billy's commented me. Well, there you go. Anyway, nice.
Well done, Bobby.
Maybe next time. Jamie, are we done?
I don't know, mate. Let's just see if we've got anything more massive to do tonight rather than that entire award show. Well, guys, I could prattle on like this all night, but that's the end of the 2020 awards. Massive thank you to all the makers and all the effort that went into making those knives and everyone that took part. It's been great seeing your knives come in. Big thank you to everyone. And again, thank you to all our sponsors for providing those awesome prizes. And again, I will just read through those. Hare and Forbes, Heimdall and Freya, Oblivion Blades, Woodsmith Magazine, Aussie Outback Supplies, and of course, Nordic Edge.
Michael Mason too.
Oh, yeah, Michael Mason and Olight. There we go. So, Tony.
Yeah, guys, for me, it's been fun. Challenging, but fun. Being part of the awards this year. We've tried to give as much feedback personally as we could. As I said, it took us nearly 2 days to get through it all. Big job, and all out of our own time. All the judges, including the guys that did the knife kit knives. I'm not sure how long they spent on them, but the judges that did the other categories, we spent at least a day and a half, 2 days. And again, that was out of our own time. Anything we said was not pushed by the guild. It was just personal opinion and opinion on what we thought was good about the knives. And we try to leave the guys on a high with our feedback to help them improve. There was no negative comments that I know of on any of the feedback. So everyone produced some brilliant knives, and even the guys that were at the lower end of their beginning journey, I believe we gave some good feedback to help them on their way, or at least push them in the right direction anyway. So, yeah, thanks to all the judges. Much appreciated. And thanks, Bjorn, for running the awards again this year.
I think during that judging, there was more of a challenge on some of them finding feedback to give on knives that were truly exceptional than it was not having enough nice things to say, certainly in those early categories. Massive thank you to Tony. Obviously, Tony's given us 5 weeks of his time for these sessions, and then for 2 straight days of judging, which he did not need to do. We're very grateful to Tony. If you're in Tony's part of the world, or hear he runs a cracking hammer in, reach out. It's probably already fully booked because it books out fast.
Booked, 24
but maybe
hours.
Keep an eye on the next one. They're great. And obviously the other judges who, most of them are full-time makers and they are busy people. We're really grateful for their time. We're grateful to our sponsors, the team at Australian Woodsmith Magazine who helped us judge, and Pierre, Double Tap Meflin, for helping me judge that best knife from kit category. And to all those sponsors who, when we asked them to sponsor these awards, were happy to do so just to support the industry. So even if you didn't win a prize, please get out there and support our sponsors. They all make great stuff and support the knife making industry in Australia. That's it from me. Thank you so much, guys, for entering. And I'm looking forward to a bigger, better, harder, stronger. And I will just note on a personal note, I'm pleased to see 2 of the boys from the Hunter Valley Hammer in the top categories this year. Pride of the Hunter Valley. Thanks, lads. And everybody, have a great week.
Yeah, Riley, just one from me before we log off, if we haven't already. Mate, sorry. Guys, if once you get your feedback, if there's anything on there you're not sure about, I'm happy to take PMs on Facey or on my page. yeah, if you want any more feedback, feel free to send me a message. Happy to help out as much as we can. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, gents. Thanks again.